It is faulty Towers administration and management of our transport and policy, and quite frankly, people are tired, people are fed up with mismanagement of this very, very important part of domestic policy. It's all well and good focusing on COVID, and rightly so, to protect the health of the nation. It's well and good looking after Brexit, but there are normal day-to-day issues which this government is failing to deal with properly, and transport policy is a principal example of an entirely failed system. Of course we want a greener, cleaner community, but let's do it properly in the first place.
The GSD called for public consultation on this matter, and it does seem that the government has listened to feedback received and taken into consideration the data it's collected.
Well, I think they were forced to take into account people's views because the public outcry about this quite ridiculous idea in the first place was such that they needed to listen to people. But quite frankly, when you're making important decisions about one of the most significant arteries in our community, Limewall Road, what you do is you look at plans, you talk to the experts, you talk to people on the ground before you do absolutely anything on our roads. We've quite clearly seen huge movements of traffic towards Queensway, but there are many, many issues concerning pollution in our community. Look at the dockyard, for instance. Look at the fumes, look at the health conditions of our young people suffering with asthma in the community, and he's talking about closing one particular road. Seriously, is this a government concerned about the health and safety of the nation and our children? Clearly not.
So what does the GSD want to see happen? A reset to how it was originally, or?
Look, what we want to see is a restitution of how Gibraltar was operating in May of this year, so that we can conduct a full analysis of how our community moves around the place and look at ways at reinforcing cycle lanes, pop-up cycle lanes that would allow people to test out the efficacy of cycling in our town, ensuring that people walk more. You know, I cycle into work most mornings, sometimes I can't, sometimes I use the car. Most people make those decisions for themselves and their families. But when I'm travelling along the boulevard on my bicycle, navigating traffic, it is very, very difficult indeed, quite dangerous. You know, most people take risks when they go on bikes, but you can't make that argument in Gibraltar, and we need to do more about the infrastructure to allow people to adopt more sustainable modes of transportation.